How's it going, guys?
Good.
All right, I've got a few jokes for you. So, there's been a lot of talk recently about the streaming wars, Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, all these things, and I just feel like it takes I love Spotify, but I feel like it takes a little bit out of the music experience. Like, you used to have to buy CDs, and like I remember freshman year, my mom gave me all of her CDs from the 80s. That's how I learned about music. That's how I learned Meatloaf is not just a crummy food. REM, not just a face of sleep. U2, not just the thing I accidentally say when the guy says enjoy your movie. Enjoy your movie. U2. No, but really, like, what am I supposed to do when I try to pass down my music to my future kids? Like, all right, son, this is the day I'm going to give you all my past music. It's right here on my Spotify. Very impressive. But Thanksgiving was recently. Who traveled for Thanksgiving? Raise your hands. Who was not super looking forward to Thanksgiving this year? Also a lot of hands. Yeah, I was a little bit anxious about it. We always traveled the past few years we traveled to Turtletown, Tennessee, which is exactly in the middle of nowhere. We had dinner at a cabin that has no TV, no football, so we are actually forced to talk to our family members. And I am amazed that the only time Trump was mentioned was when we were playing cards. I mean, it was very, very successful Thanksgiving in the end. But there are always those underlying tensions at Thanksgiving. Like, it just pops up in weird places. Like, maybe you only have so much mac and cheese, and your grandfather puts a lot of mac and cheese on his plate, and then your aunt is like, hey, I think everybody should have an equal amount of mac and cheese. You can't just hog all the mac and cheese. No, I'm the biggest. I should get the most mac and cheese. Johnny just can't. He's not big enough yet. He doesn't deserve as much mac and cheese as I do. And then your aunt's like, no, you have to take some of that mac and cheese, give it to Johnny, and it just gets a little messy sometimes in Thanksgiving. But I think the thing my dad loves most about Thanksgiving is the leftovers. Because my dad hates cooking. He does this thing where he will do anything not to cook a decent meal for me. So I asked Dad, like, hey Dad, what's for dinner tonight? And he does this thing where he tries to convince me that whatever has been in the fridge for 3 weeks is really, really good. Like, hey, I didn't plan anything for tonight, but these pork chops, this happy pork chop from 2 weeks ago is really, really good. Only a little bit of green on it. It's really, really good. So he has the opportunity to 2.5 weeks after Thanksgiving is passed to be like, hey, all the meat that no one wanted to eat from the turkey, all the white meat, it's really, really good. I think you should have it tonight. And then the other thing I like about Thanksgiving is that, Christmas season starts earlier and earlier every year. You see it with the houses and the commercials. My favorite thing is when I see a house that still has their Halloween decorations up, but also has put out Christmas decorations. Like, I've seen several houses lately that have pumpkins out, but then they have Christmas lights up, and I don't know if that's lazy or like forward thinking. Like, what I want to see now is a house that has Christmas decorations up before they have Halloween decorations. Like, they're like, oh, we forgot about Halloween. Christmas is the only thing that matters now. You get back to school after Thanksgiving, and students have the same old annoying things that annoy you before Thanksgiving. Like, kids do this thing, maybe it's only at Centennial, maybe it's at every high school, where they will stand in the middle of the hallway with a group of other friends, and they will find the intersection of the hallway, so it causes even more traffic. Like, if I did that with my car, I think people would get mad at me. If I was driving and in the middle of an intersection, I was like, oh, hey, Jake, hey, after a while, like, I think people would honk at me, and then I might get a traffic ticket. But in the hallway, we just let these kids get away with it. Like, they just stand in the middle of the hallway, and we're just like, I just gotta walk by this guy, I hate you, I'm not gonna see them, walk by. But, you know who you are. But, I always like to have some NBA talk, because the great thing about the NBA, I follow it very closely, but the great thing about the NBA is not the plays, not the great scoring games or anything like that. It's the stories, right? Like, that's why I love the NBA, because a few nights ago, there's the funny stories. Like, a few nights ago, J.R. Smith was on defense, guarding his man, and then he saw his buddy from the opposing team, Jason Terry, walked over to Jason Terry in the middle of the possession, tapped him up, gave him a hug, and his man cuts the bat. Like, I couldn't even get away with that in a pickup game. Like, if I did that in a pickup game, no one would pass me the ball for the rest of the game. But J.R. Smith got a contract, 4 years, $42 million last summer, so I think he's doing all right. I don't think he's worried about hugging an opposing player during the game. I guess he'll be all right. But there's also, just the weird stories trying to prove how much of a mastermind the coaches are. Like, there was this story that Isaiah Thomas and the Boston Celtics called his coach, Brad Stevens, at 3 a.m., asking him about, critical plays and their loss the previous night, and the phone conversation was over by 3:05. They had it all worked out. Like, no, I think Brad wanted to sleep. Like, I think your coach was like, Isaiah, it's 3 a.m. He's like, no, but coach, we have to go over these plays. And it's like, Isaiah. And then there's just the bizarre stories. And I want to get this quote right, because this is by far the most bizarre NBA or otherwise story I've heard in the past few months here. The story came out, it's about something that happened like years ago, like 8 years ago. Joakim Noah, now the center for the Knicks, he was the center for the Bulls earlier, never was coached by Phil Jackson, but 8 years ago, apparently, the quote is, I took a plane, went to Montana, and I knocked on his door, Noah said, talking about Phil Jackson, the famous coach. We started talking. Why are you here, he asked. I said, I don't know. It was a great couple of days, an opportunity to meet one of the legends and spend time with him. Life works in mysterious ways, and now we're here. What? Joakim Noah may have never met Phil Jackson before this interaction, and also, if you're living in Montana, I don't think you want people coming up to your door, knocking on it, asking for all of life's answers. Like, can I do that? Can I go to Phil Jackson and just be like, hey, I don't know why I'm here, I just want to have a great couple of days. Thank you guys so much, this has been great.